All right, let's talk about CM Punk's promo from Monday Night Raw this past week. It was the first time we heard from CM Punk, on a live microphone in over a decade. Now, a lot of people are saying that his promo was underwhelming, and the intention was to give him a live microphone to basically say whatever he wanted, but you clearly can tell that was not the case. It wasn't going to be the case because, if you paid attention to time restraints, Raw had about 7 minutes left, right? And knowing Triple H, he is not going to go over 11 o'clock. He's not going to go over the mark. Vince McMahon was able to get away with that for many, many years, where a segment would go overboard. It would go over the time limit, where it would probably go a 10-minute, 15-minute overrun. And the USA Network, wasn't going for that. So Triple H running things, he's going to do things. He's going to manage the time wisely when it comes to all the segments, right? He's not going to let something go over time, right? And CM Punk's promo was no different. It was no different at all. So, but people are disappointed because he didn't get to, cut a pipe bomb promo. Well, here's the thing. The guy just came back, and he's not going to hit on all cylinders in his first week back in the company. I think going forward, he should be on a dog leash to keep him from going, going too much off script. Obviously, he's going to have a script writer write his stuff, or he'll just be given, bullet points to follow through. It won't be like an AEW where he just had all the freedom to, cut these long-winded promos and edgy and, raw, uncut promos and shoot on different guys. He's not going to do that here, in WWE, because Triple H is not going to tolerate, all that freedom. All his talent is going to follow bullet points. They won't be overly scripted. Well, just understand that this is just the beginning. I think toward WrestleMania season, we're going to see more of the pipe bomb CM Punk that we all know and love, right? Once we get that Seth feud for WrestleMania, I think it's on and popping from there on, and we're going to start cooking. We're going to start cooking when it comes to these promos leading up to WrestleMania. But for the time being, he's going to play by the book. And it has to be that way for a while. Everybody was expecting him to talk about this, talk about that, mention AEW, mention Tony Khan. I don't think he can legally do that. And Triple H is not going to allow him to do that. Because in AEW, you can mention the WWE. You can mention certain names, But Triple H is not going to play that game. I feel like Triple H doesn't really want to acknowledge AEW. You know, he may acknowledge them here or there, but he's not really paying much attention to them as much as Tony Khan is to them. You know, but that's an entirely different story. But the point is, his promo from Raw served the purpose. And it was really just to scratch the surface to kind of show you what's to come. The dude basically said, I'm not here to make friends. I'm here to make money. That's literally it. Nothing else really needed to be said. I'm not here to make friends. I'm here to make money. And you see, making friends in a wrestling business is really not beneficial. The whole purpose in wrestling is to make money. So wrestlers don't have to like each other. They don't have to ride together. They don't have to hang out together, but they can make money together and they can create riveting TV, right? They can create moments together in the ring, but they don't have to like each other. And that's Punk's mindset, I believe. Like, the whole purpose for him coming back is to benefit the company. Because anybody that Punk works with going forward, they are going to be automatically elevated to a next level. You know, when he works with Seth Rollins is going to be elevated to the next level. Because it feels like for the long time now, Seth has never felt like a true main eventer. I think once this whole CM Punk feud starts, all that is going to change. And we might start looking at Seth as a true main eventer going forward. It's the same thing if he works with a Sami Zayn or Jey Uso, or he faces an Austin Theory, or he faces a Kevin Owens, or who else? An LA Knight, right? Or a Gunther. They're automatically going to be elevated. And even guys in NXT that are going to be called up in the future. So really, Punk's promo is not something to shed negativity on, because you have to understand he is on a leash. He is not going to go out there and start name dropping everybody. Sorry to say, but that's not what was going to happen. He was going to cut it short, simple, to the point, and, you know, expect some of his promos going forward to be like that. Until we get to WrestleMania season, that's when the bells and whistles are off, right? That's when he can start letting loose, right? Not too loose, but loose enough to garner interest for CM Punk and Seth Rollins for WrestleMania. I mean, there's already interest as it is when it came to that viral video off the air of Survivor Series where Rollins was basically going off, cussing out CM Punk from afar, just angry, right? And we knew that was a work. We knew that was not a shoot. You knew Rollins knew what he was doing. You know, that was done by design. And when it comes to people not knowing that Punk was coming back, I'm starting to think maybe Seth Rollins knew that CM Punk was coming back. I think out of all the wrestlers I think Seth was probably the only one that knew. Because think about it, why would he be going off like that if he didn't know that Punk was actually coming back? He would have never started having a temper tantrum like that, right? Sammy, you didn't see anybody else, and you didn't see anybody else really react. Sammy and Cody and Jay and Randy, they just kind of stood there like, oh, he's back. Okay, cool. You saw Rhea just kind of sitting on the steel steps, chilling. It's like they were kind of like, oh, great, cool. Punk's back. Yay. Why would Rollins need to react that way if it wasn't a work, right? If he had no idea Punk was coming back, that's something that he would have handled backstage, not when there's cameras still rolling and people can kind of record, you know, everybody's reaction, right? That was all work. That was done by design. You can clearly tell that they're setting up Rollins and Punk. They even name dropped, well, not name dropped. Rollins didn't name drop Punk, but he just addressed Punk as a hypocrite, right? And Punk kind of alluded to people not being happy, some people not being happy that he was back. You knew that you knew he was alluding to Seth Rollins right there. He talked about AJ Lee and all that, which brings me to believe that the fact that he name dropped his wife makes me think that she's coming back, which would be great, by the way. That's something that no one would ever complain about. And I forgot what else he mentioned in his promo. God, I really forgot because I would have to go back and rewatch what he said. He didn't really say a whole lot, though. Nothing really noteworthy. Just the main thing of, I'm not here to make friends. I'm just here to make money. And what does that tell you? That tells you that he's about doing business first. He's about helping the business grow, expand. And he's here to be a professional. He's not here to, what happened in AEW with Punk, it cannot happen in the WWE. First of all, CM Punk having drama and having beef will not be tolerated because he's in an entirely different environment, a different landscape altogether. Right? The beef, the drama that was going on in AEW, it's not going to be tolerated in WWE. Mind you, that in AEW, there was a lot of beef and drama happening where Punk wasn't involved. Certain wrestlers were beefing with one another, not named Punk. Now, Punk was definitely a part of the drama, right? And there was times where Punk was, just out of pocket and reacting to things irrationally. I mean, sometimes tells me that he wanted to just get out of his contract in AEW. After that media scrum, I think he had enough. But the thing is, he fed into a lot of things that he did not need to feed into, right? And his attitude in AEW was, it wasn't really that good. So I think we all knew that it was never going to work out. And we can thank Jack Perry for basically provoking Punk and for him getting fired, but it is what it is. That's the past. I mean, But all that stuff is not going to happen under Triple H. Look at the roster. Have you heard any news about wrestlers fighting each other, beefing with one another? No. Everybody seems to be in good spirits backstage when it comes to the roster in that company. No one is beefing with anybody there. And that's not going to start because Punk is back or because Punk is some type of cancer to the locker room. Maybe back in the day he was in Ring of Honor in ROH where he can pull off, politic in his way, right? And it was mainly just due to politics. But wrestlers play politics all the time. That's nothing new. Like Punk has played politics in AEW. He's played politics in WWE and Ring of Honor. That's no different from Hogan, from Austin, The Rock, NWO. They've all played politics. Shawn Michaels in the 90s, Triple H, early 2000s. Like all those wrestlers, because they had beef with other wrestlers, it's because of the politics that were being done. And them just rubbing other people the wrong way. Yeah, CM Punk is no different. But Shawn Michaels back in the day was no different either. So, it's like we know that he can be a cancer, but it's not going to be tolerated under Triple H. And I think he knows that he's not going to be able to carry that same energy in AEW that he can carry in WWE. And yeah, man. And that's basically all I have to say about the promo. It was just to set things in motion, set the table, kind of scratch the surface, and basically tell you that I'm just here to do business the right way. But by WrestleMania season, things are going to start picking up. So I expect that to be the case. So let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. Make sure you like the video for the algorithm. Thank you all for watching. This is Wrestling Mark and another edition of Rational Wrestling Talk. I am out, and peace.